If you clicked on this video, you're probably going through some sort of existential crisis or something. But don't worry, it's fine. Lots of people are. I am too. It's okay. We're gonna be fine, okay? And just as much as you are in an existential crisis, a friend of mine is too. And well, he's not a developer, but he's being able to automate lots of things in his job, and his boss is super happy. He's almost being promoted, by the way. And this morning he wanted to ask me a thing that I find quite interesting, and that is, if I ship something with AI, who deserves the credit? Like, do I deserve the credit or the AI? You know what I mean? Because if I can't do it without the AI, am I an imposter? This and more this summer. No, but for real, I think lots of people have been asking themselves the same question, and I think this is so interesting. So I wanted to create a video about it. Hi, I'm Lido. I'm a Brazilian developer. I've been developing for like, I don't know, 12 years now, professionally 10 or something. And yeah. Fuck AI. This thing is awesome. By the way, I'm not really using this microphone. I'm using this one. I just think it looks sick. But yeah, back to that question. Well, to be able to answer that question, first, let's understand what an AI really is. So lots of people have been talking about LLMs, right? You probably heard that. Large language model, right? So if there's a large one, there's probably a small one too, right? Let's talk about it. Know when you're typing TH and then it suggests thank you, well, that's a small language model right there. And that's actually one of the reasons why it's so dumb. And why is it small? Why is it large? Well, the difference is basically how much data it's been trained on. A small language model is supposed to be very small and efficient, and it's supposed to run on your keyboard without really damaging your performance. But that also means it's gonna be dumb as fuck. I'm oversimplifying this shit, but basically the difference between ChatGPT and your keyboard suggestions is just the amount of data it's been trained on. It's not really, I'm oversimplifying as fuck. But technically, the idea is the same, all right? And how does that work? Probability. Pretty much by multiplying lots of matrices. Is it matrices? And why am I talking about this? Hold on, I have a plan. Well, I'm talking about this because lots of people have been treating AI as if it was sentient, which brings the term AGI. You probably heard it, and if you haven't heard it, that's what it means. It's pretty much AI if it had a will. And like big techs are really trying to make you believe that we're close to AGI. But truth is, I mean, that's what I believe at least. An LLM will never become AGI, okay? Never. Never. We're like, I just told you, it's just probability of things it already knows, okay? It can't create a new idea, all right? It's limited, okay? AGI will be something else. Like maybe we're close to it, but not an LLM. LLM. All right? So what I'm trying to tell you is your AI is just as alive as your fridge.
Abracadabra, fridge, wake up.
All right, that was horrible. Please subscribe. But yeah, you get the idea, right? It's just a tool. It's an instrument, okay? Now let me ask you a question.
If a pianist is performing, who's playing the song? The pianist or the piano?
So yeah, you do deserve the credits, okay? Even though you're just the person behind the prompts, that may not feel like much, but it's honest work. And yeah, you're worth it. Your body, your rules. Sorry for that. But what about the fact that I cannot ship without AI? My friend, a pianist cannot perform without his piano, okay? And you don't have to worry about not having AI. Like, you're always gonna have AI, because right now we have some great open source models, okay? They're awesome, so you're always gonna have AI. I don't know if that's good or not, but it is what it is. But if you are a real developer, there's something else that we can discuss. Well, like I said, I started coding like 12 to 15 years ago, and I've been coding professionally for like 10 years now. So long before the AI stuff, right? And I gotta say, man, this is definitely the best time in history to know how to code. It feels like we have too much power in our hands. I honestly feel like I can do pretty much anything, like any app, any system. I probably can't, but I feel like I can. But there's a downside on this, and it's a big downside, in my opinion. This thing is leading me to a different existential crisis. Everything that I've studied, everything that I tried to learn for years, and it was hard as hell, everything is just not important anymore. I know it is kind of important. Oh, you gotta know architecture, and it's like super useful and all of that. But It's just a matter of time. In a few years, your mom's going to be creating apps. So think about that. And even though this is beautiful, I gotta admit that I feel kind of worthless, you know? Not really yet. But in time, I feel like, yeah, I am gonna feel worthless. And you know, I wanted to code because I wanted to create stuff, and this is awesome. This is the best time to build stuff, definitely, okay? But I'm talking about like working as a developer. You know, your 9 to 5. Yeah, that's kind of feeling a little bit worthless. I've been feeling kind of worthless in that sense. You know, coding was awesome for the same reason I love Souls games, which is it's hard as fuck, but it's also rewarding as fuck. You know, if you were a developer before the AI era, you probably remember being stuck for days in a bug and then suddenly realizing how to fix it. No way. That was the best feeling ever. And now we don't really have that feeling anymore because everything can be done in a few prompts, and it works. Not always, sometimes, but most of the times it works. And that is leading me to an existential crisis. I don't know if you're too, but yeah. But the thing is, now lots of people can do what back in the days only developers could. And you know, I used to feel kind of special. But when everyone's super,
no one will be.
I love The Incredibles. But yeah, I believe that everything that can be automated eventually will be automated. And we as developers, we're just helping society to reach that. And once that's reached, I don't know, we'll touch grass finally. But I believe that we as a society will figure out something nice to do. Pretty sure of that. And for now, remember, your AI is not alive and you are in control. You're not an imposter. And if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. I'm gonna be posting every week. This is the first video. And yeah, see you. Bye.